e raised to 0.00978. Again, do not forget to multiply this one by 100 so that your answer is going to be in percent. So knowing that your base PTSF is 78.27, kailangan pa daw nating i-account yung factor with respect to your no passing zone. Okay? So, or yung mga hindi pwedeng mag-overtake. So, punta lang tayo sa table 9.3. So, in your table 9.3, yung hahanapin na dito is yung V sub P. So, ang gagamitin mo dito is yung actual value. Okay? So, that is your V sub P. Since we were able to determine your actual value, syempre, actual value na lahat yung gagamitin natin. So, using your V sub P, which is 1736, that is between 1,400 and 2,000. Yung directional split natin is 50-50. I hope you have your tables with you. And then your no passing zone is 60%. So, nandito siya. Okay? So, eto siya. It is in between your 1,400 and 2,000. And then, it is your 60% no passing zone. In your table, yung directional split natin is 50-50. That's why ito lang yung kinuha ko na table. Okay? So, sa table, marami yan, ha? So, ang gawin lang natin is we have to interpolate ano yung value ng FDNP natin. It is between 3.7 and 6.7. Okay, so eto, using your linear interpolation, madali lang naman, 1,000 minus 1,400 divided by 1,376 minus 8.4 is equals to, ipareho lang natin, or kung ayaw nyo, gamitin nyo yung nasa calculator naman yan, hindi yan mahirap. Your FDNP is 5.0158. This is now in percent. So, idagdag lang natin ito into your base percent time following. You now have your answer, which is 83.858. So, if we try to look at your table A, kapag class 1 highway siya, it is level of service E. Kapag class 2 highway siya, level of service D. Ito yung sinabi ko kanina na there is a one-step level difference with respect to your class 1 highway and then your class 2 highway. So, depende kung ano yung given sa problem. If it is asking for your class 1 highway or your class 2 highway, yun yung ibigay natin na answer. Okay? So, punta muna ako sa dito. Then, any questions muna? Questions. Pwede mo i-type yung question or you can unmute yourself and then sabihin mo yung question. Sige, patanong muna ng question. Okay na? So, walang question dito sa PTSF method natin. This is for a two-way highway. Take note, sa two-way highway lang ito. So, iba naman pag sa ibang kategory ng highway natin. Yung two-way highways naman natin, ito yung mga normal highways na nakikita natin. Even in your provinces, yung mga two-way highway natin doon, ito sila. So, since walang question, tuloy natin. Wait lang. Tama ba? So, from current slide. So, next is from our methods, we now have your average travel speed. So, again, average travel speed is equals to your free flow speed minus 0.00 yan That is 0.00776 multiplied by again is your passenger car equivalent, then minus your FNP. This is your, again, your adjustment with respect to your no passing zones. So, yung free flow speed natin, if kung pwede, you can measure this. Pwede mo itong i-measure sa field. So, yung using your equation 9.6. But, ang pinaka-karaniwan na ginagamit in determining your free flow speed is this one. Okay? Your free flow speed is equals to your base free flow speed minus your factor with respect to lane and shoulder width, then minus your factor with respect to your access points. Okay? So, bihira na ginagamit itong na equation 9.6 na ito. Okay, kasi bibilangin mo pa yung volumes ng vehicle. If it is less than 200, gamitin mo yung formula. If it is not, then you have to think of other formulas or ano yung applicable formulas. So para mas madali, gamitin na lang natin yung properties ng highway natin, that is your lane width, then your access points. Pag sinabi natin na access points, kung ilan yung papasok or palabas dun sa stretch ng highway that you are analyzing. From our previous problem, if it is, let's say, for example, 9.6 kilometers, then 0 access points, ibig sabihin, dire-diretso yan na highway na walang entrance or exit. Yung kakaliwa or kakanan, hindi naman si entrance, pagpapasok ka naman talaga sa highway natin. So, again, yung BFFS natin, pag walang given, this ranges from 45 to 65. This is in miles per hour. But, depende sa location, since we are not using your miles per hour, yung BFFS, kapag walang given, ito yung mga nakalagay sa highway natin na speed limits. Pag nakalagay doon is 60, automatic, your BFFS is 60 kilometers per hour. If it is placed there as 70, this is your BFFS 70 kilometers per hour. Okay? So, pag walang given. So, pag wala pa rin ganun sa kalsada, gamitin mo na yung assumed value natin, which is 45 to 65. Although that is just, kaya lang, that is miles per hour, so medyo mabibilis yan for our condition or for our case. So, let's go to your second example. Let's try to apply yung formula natin. Determine the average travel speed for a section of length, 9.6. So, pasok pa rin tayo doon sa 3.2 kilometers. Two-lane road in level terrain. So, kanina, we have a rolling terrain. Ngayon, we have a level terrain. You have your base free flow speed is 120 kilometers per hour or 74.6 miles per hour. If there are 10 access points per mile, yung traffic data natin. You have your lane width, you have your shoulder width, you have your volume. Again, this is in vehicles per hour, P sub T and P sub R. So you also have your peak hour factor, you have your directional split and no passing zones. So I hope alam naman na natin kung ano yung mga ito. Pag sinabing directional split, yun yung number of vehicles on or one lane against the opposite lane. Pag 50-50, syempre that is in percent. Ina-assume mo na equally divided yung mga sasakyan. Pag no passing zone, this is again in percent. 50% of your 9.6 kilometers, hindi pwedeng mag-overtake. Okay? So, mga ganun. Yung given, nilagay ko na lang sa taas. So, since we are looking for your average travel speed, ito yung mga formulas that are relevant. Your average travel speed is your free flow speed minus, again, mali yung kopya ko sa libro na yun, that is 0.00776 dapat. Kasi yung nasa book is 0.0776. Again, yung unit ng ATS dito is in miles per hour since nasa English system tayo. Kapag 0.0125 V sub P, yung unit is kilometers per hour. Okay? Pero since naka naman na yung mga tables na ginagamit natin, let's just stick to your English formula na ito. So first is, ito yung mga kailangan natin. Your free flow speed is makukuha natin sa taas na formula. Base free flow speed, your V sub P is makukuha ulit natin using your previous formula. Your FNP is table 9.6 lang ito. So just remember, using your average travel speed method and then your PTSF method, you always start with estimating your V sub P. So yun yung gagawin natin. Estimate muna natin yung V sub P, that V sub P sana. So your V sub P is your volume all over your factor. So kanina nakuha natin, ito yung sagot natin. So next is kunin natin yung FHV natin, your factor with respect to your heavy vehicle. So your PT and PR is yun yung nandito, 10% and 4. So ang kailangan lang natin is your E sub T and your E sub R. So from here, still we are going to use your table 9.4 kasi sabi niya dito, yun. Tama ba? Sorry. It's for your FG pala. So for your E sub T and E sub R, again, we have your estimated value 2 greater than 1, 2. It is level terrain as compared kanina na rolling. And then level pa rin yung terrain natin. So same. So most likely, your V sub P actual is equals to your estimated V sub P. Since 1 yung FG natin, pareho lang yung sa estimated value natin at saka sa actual value natin. So since nakuha natin yung actual value, we now proceed to determine your free flow speed. So your free flow speed is, eto siya, base free flow speed minus your FLS minus your FLA. So your FLS, this is in table 9.9. Then your FLA, this is table 9.10. Kunin lang natin yung table, is nandito siya. Check mo lang yung lane width mo is 11 feet. So that is equals to 11 feet. And your shoulder width, yun yung nandito sa baba, that is 3.94 feet. So that is less than 4. So our value is 3.0. Okay? So ito yon. Yung magkakamali dito sa greater than or equal sign dito or dito. So next is for your FLA, let's go to your table 9.10. This is, eto siya. So your access points per mile is, hindi niya ilan ulit yun. Meron ata tayong 10. So your FLA is 2.5. Okay? Subtract lang at natin yung dalawang ito into your free flow speed. We now have your free flow speed is 69.10 miles per hour. So next is kunin natin yung average travel speed. This is 69.10 minus ito 0.0076. Ito yung sinabi ko kanina na dapat dalawa yung 0. Multiply mo yung V sub P, then minus your FNP. So kunin muna natin yung FNP using your table 9.6. So ito siya. Again, your demand flow is we are going to use your actual value here, 1.736. So that is in between 1,600 and 800. So since our 60% no passing zone, most likely that is in between 1 and 1.1. Ito siya. So wala tayong choice but to interpolate. Lagay lang natin into your interpolation form. Linear interpolation lang ito. That's why gamitin nyo lang yung A plus BX sa calculator. So you now have your FNP is 0.93158. Take note dun sa exam, hindi ko pinapasolve yung buo. Normally, ang tinatanong ko lang is ano yung value ng FNP. So you just have to familiarize lang. So Substituting our factor with respect to your no passing zone, you now have your average travel speed, which is 54.99 miles per hour. Or if we are going to determine using your Class 1 highway, this is level of service B. Okay? Pero kapag Class 2 highway siya, hindi natin siya pwedeng kunin. Kasi sa Class 2 is PTSF lang yung pwede nating gamitin. Okay? So, balik lang ako dun sa dito. Any question ulit since yun yung method natin in determining your level of service using your PTSF, and then yung pangalawa is your ATS method. So, pag wala, I think nata akong binigay na tables. If you have dun sa wait lang. Binigay ko yan, ang alam ko eh. Pero pag wala kayo ng tables, sabihin nyo lang. Meron naman yung chapter 9. Question muna. Baka tanongin nyo kasi on table 9.4, bakit natin ginamit yung table 9.4 for your ATS? Ang title niya is PTSF lang. Ito pa rin yung table natin na gagamitin natin since walang ibang table. Okay? Also for your table 9.5, yung naka-title sa kanya is PTSF din lang. Wala kasing specific for your ATS method. That's why yun pa rin yung gagamitin natin. Okay? So, yun yung baka yun yung query nyo. So, I will now go dito. So, eto. Sir, i-upload po ba yung examples? Yes, i-upload ko yung examples pero i-discuss ko lang kasi pag binigay ko na point lang baka hindi nyo or yes po, i-upload natin. Okay? So, we are now dun sa 2-lane highway natin. Tatlo yan. So, we have your two-way traffic. And then next is your specific direction. Kasi dun sa two-way traffic, yung ina-analyze natin is the level of service for both lanes. Kung ano yung na-common na level of service, sinassume mo na yun na yung level of service on the other lane. But for a specific direction, specific lang yung ina-analyze natin. Say for example, for a highway which has a northbound and southbound direction, yung i-analyze lang natin dito is yung northbound or kung ano yung mas marami yung volume. But we are still going to use the southbound direction. Okay? Or pag sinabi natin na dun sa highway natin, mayroong towards the left and then mayroon towards the right. Yung i-analyze lang natin is yung mas marami yung volume, yun yung left natin, provided that gagamitin pa rin natin yung sa kabilang lane. So, ganun yung specific direction natin. Same pa rin yung process, hindi yan magbabago. Estimate your V sub D, etc. etc. Okay? So, I will now go dun sa PowerPoint natin. So, we are now for using your specific direction. So, dun sa directional segments natin, we have your these types. You have your extended segments, specific grades, and downgrades. Then your passing lanes. So, normally, ang ginagamit natin is yung, if the analysis is 2% and below, extended segments lang siya. Specific upgrades and downgrades, dito na magsisimula yung 3% and above. So, ibang table lang yung gagamitin mo, but the process is just the same. Then you have your, meron siyang passing lane, specific passing lane, or hindi natin to gagamitin kasi wala tayong ganito. So, titignan nyo, same pa rin yung formula natin. Nalagyan lang siya ng subscript na letter D to indicate that it is your directional. So, your base PTSF, this is equals to still the same, FNP. Pero yung magbabago is your FNP. Ibang table na yung gagamitin natin. Table 9.11. So, your base PTSF, this is, you now have your A multiplied by your V sub D. Your V sub D is raised to your B. A and B are your coefficients based on your 15-minute passenger car equivalent flow rate, which is in table 9.2. Okay, so tingnan nyo lang in your FNP, A and B, na natin mag-interpolate sa values na ito. Your 100 will indicate magiging percent yung sagot natin. Okay? So, let's try this one. Dalawa lang yung formula natin, but do not forget yung mga previous formulas natin. Like, for example, your formula for your heavy vehicle, pare-pareho yun. And then, your formula for your V sub or your passenger car equivalent. So, I will go to my example number 3. During the peak hour on a class 1 two-lane highway in a rolling terrain, the volumes northbound is 1 to 50 vehicles per hour. Yung sakyan daw pa north, and then sa kabila niya, it is 500 vehicles per hour. So in here, ang i-analyze natin is yung mas maraming volume, that is 1 to 50. Pero kailangan natin yung volume sa kabilang lane, which is 500 vehicles per hour, to analyze yan. Or ibig sabihin, ang kinukuha lang natin yung level of service is yung northbound lang. Okay? So, you have your peak hour factors there. You have your other formulas there or your given there. So, your given is summarized dun sa rolling terrain. It is 5 miles. So, pasok pa rin tayo sa 3.2 miles. Yung 0.6 miles, that is kapag may specific upgrade ka or downgrade na 0.6 yung length niya, you can categorize it as a specific upgrade. Pero kapag yung upgrade niya, yung pataas or yung pababa na 5% or percent is in meters lang, you can actually analyze it as your two-way segment lang or yung first method natin. So ito siya, you have your volume northbound, then your volume southbound. You have your lane width, you have your shoulder width, access points is 20, free flow speed is 60 miles per hour, 50% no passing zones. So, una, again, same, estimate ulit tayo ng V sub P. But since directional tayo, lagyan ko siya ng V sub D and V sub O. D is on the direction that we are analyzing, O is on the opposite direction. Same formula, this is your volume divided by your peak hour factor. So, eto siya. Then your V sub O is divided by your peak hour factor pa rin. You now have your values here. So, next is kailangan lang nating i-determine first yung V sub P natin. That is your volume divided by your peak hour factor multiplied by your FG multiplied by your HV. So, siguro, kunin muna natin yung FG natin. Still, this is table 9.4. And then your FHV, we are now going to use your table 9.5. So, do not be confused sa table 9.4 and 9.5 kasi yung title niya is PTSF, but that is actually used also sa ETS. Siguro nagkamali lang yung author natin. So, this is your equation 9.3, 9.4 dun sa previous na pinakita ko na slide. Kaya 9.3 pa rin siya. So, first is using your estimated V sub D. Kunin natin yung values of your FG. So since we are in your rolling terrain and this is greater than 1,200, 1.0 pa rin yung value natin. I'm sorry, greater than 600 kasi directional na tayo. Hindi na pala siya two-way. Directional na itong second part. That's why it is 1.0. So next is kunin naman natin yung E sub t and your E sub r. That is your factors with respect to your trucks and RVs. So again, dito tayo sa second. So directional split. So eto siya. It is 600. So 1.0 siya. And greater than 600, ayun, 1388 kasi yung value natin. That's why it is 1.0 din lang. So substitute natin ito. You can determine your FHV is 0 sa baba, 0 sa baba. So 1 divided by 1, that is 1. Substituting, you now have your V sub D is the same as your estimated value. Okay? So next is gawin ko yung same process sa kabilang lane wherein your volume is 555.56 ata. Kailangan nating i-determine yung actual value natin. Ano? Okay, sa kabilang V sub O, tama, sa kabilang line. So still, using your V sub O, kunin natin yung FG. This is 300 to 600. So ibig sabihin, this is 1.0 pa rin. I'm sorry, 0.94 kasi rolling tayo. So ito yung value natin. So next is kunin ko naman yung E sub T and E sub R. Again, this is your directional tayo. So it is in between. So 1.5 and then 1.0. So since hindi 1.1 ito, most likely meron tayong value for your FHB which is not equal to 1. So that is 0.934. So substitute natin. Ito, medyo, I'm sorry, hindi pala sila pareho ng estimated value natin. So again hindi palaging magpapareho yung estimated at saka yung actual value. Pero kapag nagpareho sila, di swerte, mas madali yung computation. So next is, we can now substitute your V sub O or using your table 9.12, gagamitin natin yung V sub O. Basahin nyo yung table kasi baka mamaya ang nagamit nyo is yung V sub D. Ito, nakalagay siya, opposing demand. So sa kabilang lane, kunin natin yung A and B. So the value of your V sub O is 632.108. So it is in between 600 and 800. So wala tayong choice but to interpolate yung values natin. Okay, so for your A and B, yan yung A natin. Interpolation lang naman to. This is your linear interpolation. Alam ko na expert kayo dito. Your B now is 403. Wala, ibibigay ko naman yan. Sa calc yan, di ba? Or since pwede nyo naman gamitin yung internet, substitute nyo lang yung values dun. Gamitin nyo si Google para hindi naman sayang. Chance naman kayo para gamitin siya. So, gamit lang ng gamit. Knowing now your A and B, substitute natin ito sa equation natin to determine your base PTSF. Baka hindi nyo makita yung formula natin, ganito yung itsura niya. Your V sub D is raised to B, and then your E is multiplied by your V sub D. So, itong A multiplied by your V sub D, i-raise natin sa E natin. So, ganito siya. Saan nakita? Ito yung values natin. So, your E raised to negative 0.112 multiplied by 1388.889 raised to 0.403. So, your base PTSF is again, may letter D siya to indicate that it is directional. So, 87.366. So, using your base PTSF, dito naman, alam na natin that this is E na siya kapag level 1 highway. But, kunin lang natin yung factor with respect to your no passing zone. So, using your table Table 9.11, again, not forget, opposing flow pa rin yung gagamitin natin dito. So, since it is not an equal value or an exact value, kailangan nating mag-interpolate. So, this is 600, 800. Linear interpolation pa rin tayo. So, since 50%, ang given lang kasi sa notes natin is 20, 40, 60. So, nandito pa rin siya sa gitna. So, pag nilagay ko dito, linear interpolation ito. So, ibig sabihin, plus plus divided by 2. I'm sorry, ito yung nasa 50. Tsaka yung nasa 50 with respect to your 800 dito. So, 4.5 plus 5.9 divided by 2 is, ito yun, 5.2. 7.5 plus 9.6 divided by 2 is ito, 8.55. So, interpolation, you now have your FNP is 8.02. Substituting your FNP, mas lumaki pa yung PTSF natin, which is 93.378%. Kapag greater than 100, this is already level of service F. Hindi na talaga gumagalaw yung kalsada natin. Okay? So, kapag class 1 highway siya, is level of service E. Pag class 2 highway siya, hindi niya pinakita. Nakalagay ata sa given natin na it is class 1 highway. Kaya yan lang yung sagot natin. Okay? So, balik ulit ako dito. Sir, naka-record po ba yung discussion nyo? May kasama po kasi na mahina daw internet. Paano natin ito sasagutan? Pag may na yung internet niya, mas mabagal din niya i-download yung recorded. Okay, so yun yung PTSF natin for your directional segments. So again, pwede ito sa class 1 highway, then pwede rin siya sa class 2 na highway natin. So, questions muna? Except internet. Please be online next meeting kasi yun yung exam natin. Final exam na yun So, please be online next meeting. I'm sorry yung mga nagsasubmit sa ulitin ko lang, yung mga nagsasubmit sa email, binibigyan ko siya ng minus kasi nalilate or what. But in general, okay naman yung grades natin. Sige, hintayin muna natin si Islaw. Anong comment? Basta kapag may activity, you have to submit it doon sa activity lane. Okay? So, kapag na-late nagbayad or whatever na may activity na kami, normally, chine-check ko siya pero may subtraction kasi late. Kahit late nagbayad, or kahit late na approve yung con. Pero sa exam, yung mga nagsasubmit ng exam sa email kasi na click na yung na-click nila yung submit, something ganun. Hindi ko na chine-check yan. Automatic 0 na yun. Okay? So, please make sure sa exam na. Do not worry, yung exam natin is multiple choice. But then again, hindi ko pinapa-require yung level of service. Ang pinapa-require ko is some specific points within the solution. So, ganun lang. Let's say, for example, ano yung value ng passenger car equivalent, tapos may given. So, kunin mo lang yung value niya. Okay? Or what is the value of A, yung sinolve natin na A kanina. Kunin mo lang yung A, tapos nasa choices. So, most likely, dun sa solutions is tatlong decimal para hindi kayo magkamali kasi multiple choice siya. Tatlong decimal, hindi ko nira-round. Like for example, yung answer is dito pag nagsusolve ako, 7.366 na yan. Pag yung sumunod sa 6 na yan is 7, hindi ko na nira-round. Kinukuha ko lang yung tatlo na value. Tatlo na decimal, I'm sorry. Final answer lang ako nagra-round or hindi. But most likely, hindi rin lang sa final answer. Basta kukunin ko lang yung tatlong decimal. Okay? Baka magkamali kayo sa answers later on. Puro of the above yung masasagot nyo. But ganon siya. Okay? So, pag walang question regarding yung PTSF natin, tignan natin yung next, which is your average travel speed. Okay? So, in your average travel speed, so same din lang siya. Ang nangyari lang is nadagdagan yung passenger car equivalent natin. So, kasi separate na yung directional at saka yung opposite. Ang gagawin natin is isi-separate na rin natin sila. So, still, same pa rin yung pagkuha ng free flow speed. This is your BFFS minus your FLS minus your T. I think yung notable na nagbago dito is yung table 9.13. Okay? So, table 9.13, that is for your adjustment for your no passing zones. So, yun siya. Same pa rin. Your BFFS is kung ano yung posted speed. Pag wala, gamitin natin yung 45 to 65. Okay, English tayo dito kasi yung tables natin are in English system. Kasi we are using your HCM or your Highway Capacity Manual, which is made by your American Association of State Sport Officials. American siya. Kaya English. So alam niyo naman yung American, kailangan naiiba yung units nila. It's called your English units. So, try natin. So, during the peak hour on a class 1 highway, so nakalagay na class 1, summarize lang natin yung given. Ito yung given natin, or ito yung problem natin. Trucks or buses, pareho yan. These or recreational vehicles, or yung RV na nakikita nyo na RV, na alam nyo na RV, yun lang. So, 5 mile yung length natin, so it is still within our category. So, okay na. Let us determine the level of service using your ATS method. Ito yung summary ng given natin. 50% no passing zone pa rin. If we try to look at our formulas, still same pa rin. Free flow speed minus. Kailangan lang nating malaman yung F sub D, V sub D, and then your V sub O. Yung dalawang ito is in terms of your passenger car equivalent. Please do not forget na dun sa tables natin, V sub O yung ginagamit natin na volume. That's why as much as possible, hindi tayo dapat magkakamali dito. So again, estimate lang natin. This as your estimation from kanina. Mga values natin. Kunin natin yung actual value. So still, ito yung formula natin. Kunin muna natin yung FG natin using yung table 9.4. Ito yun. 9.7, I'm sorry. So, sa title natin, average travel speeds of a two-way and directional, it is greater than 600. So, ito yun. 0.99. Okay, kasi rolling siya. So, next is kunin lang natin yung nasa formula natin, which is your FHV. And to determine your FHV, kailangan nating malamin si E sub R. So, ito yung table natin. That is, again, directional tayo. So, 600, 1.5, then 600, 1.1. Okay? So, ito yung E sub t and E sub r natin. Hindi mag-zero yan. So, most likely yung FHV is, ito yon. Ibig sabihin, yung actual value is hindi na sila magpapareho sa estimate value natin. So, 1587.048. From our general formula, okay na tayo sa V sub D kasi this is 0.00766 multiplied by your V sub D plus V sub O, di ba? So, kailangan lang nating malaman si V sub O naman. That is your volume sa opposite direction, actual. So, ayaw na. Ito. So, ito yung estimated value natin for your V sub O. Kunin lang natin yung FG natin, which is rolling train tayo. So, your FG is, ito yun, 0.93. So, next is, kunin naman natin yung FHV. So, if we are going to determine your FHV, ang kailangan muna natin is your E sub T and your E sub R, which is, eto sila. Okay? Yan. So, it is 555.56. It is 300 to 600, so 1.9. 300 to 600, so 1.1. Nauna yung PowerPoint natin. So, yan. Ito yung values natin, 1.9 and 1.0. So, knowing yung mga value natin, substitute lang natin. So, most likely, hindi rin lang tayo magpapareho ng sagot. So, kung makikita nyo, puro 3 decimal yung, mostly 3 decimal yung mga nagamit ko. So, this is 675. It is not the same. So, okay na tayo sa V sub O at saka V sub D. Ang problema lang natin is yung factor with respect to no passing zones. Okay? So, naglalag siya. Bakit ngayon? So, kailangan natin si free flow speed. I'm sorry. So, your free flow speed is your FA with respect to your access points. Ilan yung papasok at palabas. So, meron daw tayong 20. So, 5 yung reduction natin dahil dyan. Or babagal ng 5 miles per hour yung mga sasakyan natin within that stretch kasi nga may mga access points tayo. So, parang ganun lang yung ibig sabihin yan. For your FLS, ito lang siya using your table 9.9. I think iisa lang ata yung 9.9 at 10. Hindi na ito nagbabago. So, lane width is 11 feet. So, tignan mo lang yung may equals to 11. Then, your shoulder width is 4 feet. That is equals to 4. So, most likely, I'm sorry, that is 1.7. So, eto siya. Then, kunin natin yung, isubtract na natin yung mga values natin. You now have 60 miles per hour minus 5 minus 1.7. That is 53.07. So, okay na tayo sa free flow speed. Substitute lang natin yung mga values pero kailangan ulit nating hanapin si FNP muna. This is your factor with respect to your no passing zones. Table 9.13 tayo. Ito. Again, take note, this is volume sa opposite side. So, ibig sabihin, hindi kayo pwedeng magkamali dito. This is 675. Kailangan nating mag-interpolate. Wala tayong choice. Pero, wait lang. Free flow speed is 60 miles per hour. Doon sa table 9.13, if you go to your table 9.13, there are times na yung free flow speed is hindi equal sa mga ito. 60 miles per hour. So, ang gagamitin nyo lang is yung mas malapit. Let's say, for example, yung next ata is 65. So, wait lang Table 9.13. Ito. Para hindi tayo mag-interpolate dito kasi mahirap mag-interpolate dito. So, saan yun? Ito. So, kung meron kayo nito, let's say for example, your free flow speed is 63. Kung ano yung mas malapit, yun yung gagamitin mo. So, mas malapit siya sa 65, so 65 yung gagamitin mo. Kasi pag in-interpolate mo ito, buong table yung i-interpolate mo. Para, let's say for example, your value is 58. Your 58 is nearer to 60, so 60 yung gagamitin mo. Okay? So, I hope clear tayo dito para hindi tayo magkatalo-talo later on. Kasi may mga free flow speed na hindi talaga eksakto sa 60, 65, 55 na yan. So, use yung mas malapit na value. Sa free flow speed lang. Sa other cases, kailangan nating interpolate. So, balik lang ako dun sa PowerPoint ko. Okay, so tama ba? So, eto. So, 675 and then I think 50 tayo dito sa no passing zones. So, 600 to 800 yan. And then, kailangan lang kunin ko yung 50 na ito. So, paano makuha yan? That is 1.3 plus 1.6, 1.9 divided by 2. Alam mo naman that yung kalahati ng 0.9 is 45, so that is 1.45. Same dito sa baba. Yung nandito sa tapat ng 50, baka sabihin nyo saan ko kinuha ito. Linear interpolation lang yan kasi gitna nga so divided by 2. The next is using your linear interpolation again to determine your no passing zone. Ito yung no passing zone natin, 1.215. Or pag ginamit nyo to sa solution, 1.281 na yung gamitin nyo. Okay, you do not need to use yung buo. Substitute, since kompleto naman na tayo, ito, 53.30. Bakit? Kamali ba ako? Ito yung average travel speed natin in the direction that we are analyzing. So, ibig sabihin, this is your level of service E. Okay? So, wait. Question muna. Question. Any questions muna? Tingnan ko lang yung main problem natin. So, saan na tayo? Paki-check lang ito kasi your free flow speed pala is 53.30. Kamali ata ako ng table na ginamit dito. Ay, nagkamali talaga ako ng table. So, this is 53.30 since ngayon ko lang napansin. Kung titignan mo yung table 9. This is 9.12. Okay? Ang kailangan atang gamitin dyan is this one. Flow speed is 55 miles per hour. Ang nagamit ko is yung base free flow speed, kaya 60. So, eto dapat yung gagamitin. Paki-check na lang, no? Check ko sa ibibigay ko na notes. Ito dapat. Ito dapat yung gagamitin. I'm sorry, nagkamali ako dito. So, para sa value ng FNP, no passing zone. Kasi sabi natin kung ano yung mas malapit, di ba? So, yung value is 53.3. This is 55. Yung nasa baba niya is 50. So, ito yung dapat yung gagamitin natin. Nagkamali lang. Okay? So, question muna. Question. Okay, so pag wala na tayong question, then ako na lang yung magque-question. For the meantime, i-upload ko muna yung notes para magamit nyo sa activity. But again, I think ito na matatapos yung semester natin. Ito yung last na topic natin for your final exams. So, basta alam natin yung basics, wherein again, determine muna yung estimate muna, then actual value, then formula. Yun lang yung pagkuha ng level of service. Pare-pareho yan for all types of your highway. So, walang question, I think may i-upload ako na activity mamayang 5, which is due 7:30 siguro. And then, important notes, please be online next meeting. Baka yung exam natin is 2 oras lang. I will not give you the whole time. Kasi madali naman yung exam natin. Most likely, your exam is just 3:30 to 5:30. Parang ganun lang. Sobra na pag hanggang 7:30. And then, yon. Pag may power interruption siguro, i-charge muna yung phone para at least okay tayo. Okay? So, thank you. Please, ayos na lang yung activity natin. This is our last activity for today. I mean, for the semester. Then, good luck na lang sa exam nyo. I will still put this for 30 minutes siguro para makapag-question kayo. Pag wala, you can log out already sa conference na ito para magawa nyo yung activity. Okay? So, pakitype lang yung question pag ayaw nyo i-unmute yung sarili nyo. I will post na yung activity natin